I wish I could play opening music. I should. I should play opening music, but it has to be my own. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of You Were Meant for More. I'm your host, Francina Yala, and I am extremely excited for today's topic because, they constantly spiral right into our mind. So it is the stories we tell ourselves and those limiting narratives that keep us stuck. And I really want you to participate and engage in this conversation because I want to know if it's keeping you stuck as well. So, as always, I'm going to see if I can update and make sure we are live and we're good to go. Yes, we are. Perfect. No tech issues. It is all about us showing up and being here to support one another. So if you are new to my page, welcome. If you're new to this show, I appreciate you being here and checking us out, checking myself out, checking out the show. And of course, if you're returning, I am so grateful for you as well, for being consistent, for showing up for yourself and being somebody of value to wanting to learn more and diving deep into who you're becoming. So thank you. I appreciate you for being here. All right, so we are going to dive in. I'm bringing up my notes, people, because this is going to be a powerful episode. And as always, take notes, grab your journal, whatever that may look like, and let's go ahead and get in. All right, so welcome back. Now, I do have this topic for you, and today we're going to shake things up a bit. Okay, you ready? Just lean in a little bit closer, right? But before we dive in, I want you to think about this for a second. What's that voice in your head saying to you right now? You know, the one I'm talking about, the one that whispers, "You're not ready. Who are you to want more?" Or my personal favorite, "You're not that educated." Oh my goodness, that whole "you're not that educated" kept me stuck in my career for so long. It's crazy, right? Like, who did I think I was thinking that? But no, I used to tell myself, who did I think I was showing up in rooms with these big executives? Yeah, that voice. Well, today we're going to have a little chat with that voice in the head. I like to call it, actually, I can't take credit for this. My coach calls it the little bitty itty shitty committee. Excuse my language. Because here's what I've learned. After years of coaching incredible women and men, that voice, he or she is telling you, is just stories, and it's time to rewrite them. So I want to share a little bit about who I am. If you don't know already, go ahead and guess what? You're not in it alone, because there's tons of women out there that are struggling just like you, who want to be there to support you. All right. So a little bit, I do summits and conferences to make an impact, to really empower women on a larger level. We host summits and conferences. And for 2025, we have our Women Empowerment Conference coming up in September of this year. So stay tuned for more details. All right, let's get back to it. So let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this and really write it down, right? So write it down as far as what story are you telling yourself about your life right now? Are you the woman who never gets it right? Or maybe the one who's always behind? How many times have you ever heard, "I'm always late. I'm the one that's always late"? So like, as you're speaking it out, it's constantly manifesting in your life. So if that's who you want to be, that's who you will stay. I promise you, if you switch that narrative to "I'm the woman that's always on time," you will be that person. And I challenge you to do that. Or maybe you say, "I'm the one who doesn't have what it takes." Or maybe you're the woman who has said, "Oh, I've had my chance, but I blew it." No. Here's the thing, love. None of those stories are actually true. They're just narratives you've been running on repeat for so long. And you've forgotten that they're just stories. Yes. Today, that's what we're doing, is we're becoming the authors of our own lives. And instead of being prisoners to these old plots, we get to rewrite the ones that are we get to rewrite over the ones that are no longer serving us. Does that sound good? Will you spend a little bit of time with me as I dive into this topic? And if you're joining me live, say hello. Let me know you're here. I'm excited to engage with you guys because I'm going to ask questions. I want you guys to come and ask with me and share with the audience your own. So we have home and sewer inspections. I don't know who it is, but thank you for joining. Imposter syndrome. Yes, absolutely. So we all know about that imposter syndrome that loves to show up and tell us we're not good enough. So thank you. Thank you. All right. Who else do we have? All right. Will, I'm the one that has self-doubt and I can slightly and be slightly complacent at times, even when things went as planned. Oh, yes. How many times have we put together a plan and then not follow through with the actual plan because we become complacent, because those stories are going on repeat? And this is why it's so important to get down to the bottom of these stories and change that narrative. So thank you so much, Will, for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's think about it. So let's start with where these stories come from. So I definitely want to be able to share with where these stories are coming from, because understanding the origin is actually half the battle. And not a lot of people know this, but it's okay because I was that person that didn't know it for years. So stick around with me. Okay, most of the limiting stories we tell ourselves, we didn't even write them. We inherited them from our families, our culture, our past experiences, even from that mean little girl or boy in school who said that we weren't smart enough. Or, I mean, it could have been affected us like when we were asking all the questions. Okay, I might be sharing a personal story. We would ask questions because we didn't get it, and we'd consistently ask questions and the whole class would laugh. So we felt a little dumb. Yeah, that was an old story for me. Okay, so I'll give you another personal example. For years, I was told my story that I was a little girl who always struggled with money. Oh yeah, you guys remember that story because I've shared it on my platform many times. Where did that come from though? Well, I grew up watching my mom work 3 jobs. Hearing we can't afford that constantly or somewhere along the line, I decided that the struggle was my story as well. It was a struggle, right? So I went through that story and it became my personal story. But here's what I learned. That wasn't my story. That was a story I inherited. And inheritance, you get to choose what to keep and what you donate back to Goodwill. So right now, I want you to think about one limiting story you tell yourself. Think about it and share. So write it in the chat. Join me. What is that one limiting story that you're telling yourself? What continues to show up for you? I'm curious. And if you're catching this on replay, let us know. It's okay. One thing about our community is that we get to show up for one another in a full, authentic way and be fully transparent, because guess what? You're not the only one going through it. We've either been through it, we're going through it, and we're still spiraling out of control about it. But we get to show up every day and change that narrative. So share with me if you're willing. I'd be happy to know. Okay, so if you got it, now ask yourself, where did this story come from? Is this actually my truth? Or is this something I picked up along the way? Think about it. I want you to take a moment and pause for that reflection. Is it your story? Now, a lot of us think it is because it continues to circulate. But when you actually get down to the root cause, and this is what I do in coaching, is I ask the questions along the way. I ask them more questions to get them to dig deep. I had a client who dug a little bit deeper because I asked questions, and he realized right away where it came from. And that's the thing. That's what we get to do is have those shifts, have those moments of clarity of realizing it's not our story and understanding where it came from. Because once you understand, once you become aware, you understand it, where it's coming from, And then you get to reframe it. You get to have a different perspective about it. So here's the beautiful thing about stories. They can be rewritten. But first, we have to recognize we're not stuck in this draft that we can constantly bring to the forefront. Let's talk about the narrator of these stories, your inner critic. Or what I said earlier, your little itty bitty shitty committee, right? That's just sitting up there having tea or wine. Like I always talk to them, like, can we get back to work, please? She can be pretty sneaky, or the whole committee. Your inner critic is that friend who means well, but always points out what could go wrong. Now, granted, your subconscious will constantly try to protect you. Always. So, okay, let me share a little bit really quick. Do you ever wake up and your brain just goes negative? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. Do you wake up and like, boom, right away it's negative thought? Right away, negative situation, right away. Your brain is automatically wired to think negatively right away. The first thing it does. But if you know this and you're aware of it, you get to then reframe it from doing so. So I want to give you a little situation that occurs to a lot of people, okay? You wake up, you get out of bed, you stub your toe. Oh my goodness, my toe. Oh my God. That hurts so bad. So you're running late and you like going to grab your coffee spills. So angry. You run out the door and you lock the keys in your house. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this just happened to me. I'm going to be so late. So you're knocking on the door for somebody to open it. Then you get on the road and you're running late. And everything is just filled. You're so angry and everything just spirals and spirals. Well, okay. You're cute, Will. That's funny. I love it. Almost every day. Yes, I know. Believe me, I know. And so this spiral continues to go. And you don't even realize, guess what? That's an energy you get to release. You get to control. Because everything is energy. And when you allow it to affect your day, the day continues to spiral downhill. So I remember that driving to work, always late, stuck in traffic, all the things. And it used to take over my day until I learned this simple understanding of how I got to change the trajectory of my day. And it's just like, okay, it happened to me the other day. I was running late and I was like, oh my goodness, I got to get out of the house. And, little things started happening. So what do I do when that happens now? I actually laugh. I do. I laugh. And I just like, okay. So I sit in my car and I'm just like, okay, that's enough. And I laugh. I just giggle about it. I'm like, okay. And it stops. The whole spiral stops. It really does. And so I just want to encourage you just to understand that you have total control of how that day is going to turn out. And it does happen. Oh, Will, you've been there. Yes. Been there multiple times. Yes, I understand. Hey, Rico. Rico is in the house. I love it. Okay, Rico. It's called the illusory. Am I saying that right? Is it the illusionary, maybe? Truth effect is a cognitive bias where repeated exposure to a statement, even if it's false, can make it seem more true, hence imposter syndrome. Oh, yes, absolutely. So when you're constantly repeating, I'm no good, I'm this, I'm that, then you actually believe it. So words are powerful, people. Whatever it is you're stating out loud, you're reflecting it. You are going to constantly be that person. So like, I always think Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see. And please tell me it was from him, because I'm almost positive. But be the change you wish to see in the world, no matter what. And I remember that sat with me because we get to show up as this empowered person every single day with empowered thoughts and beliefs about ourselves so that we are reflecting it onto other people. But guess what? When we're reflecting anger, when we're reflecting this energy of like frustration onto other people, that has everything to do with us. So we get to be the stronger, more bold person to step out and be different and be the change we wish to see. Okay. So let's continue. Thank you all for participating. I appreciate you guys. Okay. So here we go. Where was I? So your inner critic is like that friend who means well, right? She thinks she's protecting you, but she really isn't. She's just keeping you small. That is our subconscious. Our subconscious will always try to protect us, but it's actually keeping us playing small. So when you're aware of it, you get to then understand how you want to proceed going forward. Hey, I know you're protecting me, but we are going to take risks. Hey, I know you're protecting me, but we are going to step out of our comfort zone. It's all what you tell yourself. So here's what most people don't realize. It's that you have another voice. So instead of that inner critic, you also have your inner wisdom. And I like to call it your inner spirit. I'm all about the inner spirit, people. So that inner spirit is trying to give you the attention the whole time. But we always we try to do things the human way, and then there's a spirit way, right? So here's what your inner critic says. So I like to reflect it as your inner critic is your human thoughts, and your inner wisdom or your inner spirit is your godly thoughts or your spiritual thoughts, your universe thoughts, whatever verbiage you use. So your inner critic is always going to say you're not ready, while your inner spirit is going to say you'll figure it out as you go. Yep, that's me. Your inner critic will always say, what if you fail? Your inner wisdom will always say, what if you succeed beyond your wildest dreams? Your inner spirit is always going to say that. Your inner critic will say, you always mess things up, where your inner spirit is going to say, you're learning and growing with every experience. I know, because I've been there multiple times. All right, let's see. All right. So I want you to try something right now. Think about a goal or a dream you have, and now I really want you to think about it and then write it down. So think about a goal or a dream that you are working towards and write it down. I'll give you like a couple seconds. And I mean, obviously I want you to build upon it. It's going to be lengthy for you, probably in what you're writing out, or it's going to be a sentence, whatever that looks like. Think about it. Now, sometimes it's hard, but what is your inner critic saying about it? Like, did you get uncomfortable as you were trying to write it out? Was the goal too big that it's like your inner critic was telling you, maybe not? Maybe you shouldn't be thinking that big? What did your inner critic say? Share it with me in the comments. I'm curious. What did it say as you were writing it out? And if it said positive, that's amazing. But I really want to know what your inner critic said, because maybe your inner wisdom responded, and that's awesome. But let me know. All right. And then, so we're going to reflect on this for a little bit. But I want you to take a deep breath. Now I want you to ask your inner wisdom what she would say about this same dream. She or he. What would your inner spirit say about this same dream? Mine is like, you go, girl. Did you hear it? I heard it so loud in my head, but I'm curious, like, did you hear yours? Mine comes out very loud and clear. Mine literally just said, you go, girl. Just wondering. All right. So do you feel the difference though? Your inner critic speaks from fear, where your inner spirit speaks from love and possibility. And guess which voice you get to listen to? I don't know. Which one? All right. So now comes the fun part, the actual rewriting of that inner critic. Because knowing you have limiting stories is one thing, but changing them, that's where the magic's going to happen. So let's go ahead and shift this. So I'm going to give you my favorite technique, and it is called the plot twist method. There we go. Every good story needs a plot twist, right? So I'm going to give you a step-by-step breakdown. Step 1, catch the story. When you notice yourself thinking of a limiting thought, I literally say, that's a story, out loud if you can. This creates distance between you and that thought. So when you catch yourself in the story, you're like, nope, that's a story. And say it out loud, because it's going to have more impact when you say it out loud. Like, okay, so for example, there's been times where I've been driving, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you. If it has, let me know. But like, you'll be driving and like something very random, like I've had dreams, or not dreams, but like thought processes of something really bad happening to my son. And I just like an emotional like spiral. And then I catch myself and I'm like, wait, stop. And I literally say, stop, that's enough. And I start thinking of like someplace happy, some place that brings me joy. Usually Disneyland will pop in my head, so I stop it at the core, because I know that our brain and our thoughts can wander. And that's ultimately what this is doing. Catch the story as it's coming out. That's a story out loud. I'm not playing into this. A lot of people will say, not today, to the enemy, right? Not today, enemy. So whatever that looks like for you, say it out loud. Be bold about it. Step 2, question the story. Ask yourself, is this story serving me? Is it moving me toward who I want to become, or is it keeping me stuck? Ask that question. I'm sure, it's going to tell you right then and there. Step 3, choose your plot twist. This is where you can get creative. Instead of, I always mess things up, or it's not going to happen to me, say something like, I'm learning something valuable from every experience. Instead of, I'm not ready, not try, because do or don't. Say instead, I'm ready to figure it out as I go. Okay, let me give you a real example too. From my own life, last year, I was launching a new program, and my old story was, nobody's going to want this particular offering, which was crazy, because usually a lot of things that I create, everyone wants it. But I caught the story and I questioned, was this serving me? Not at all. And I was like, where is this coming from? Where is this self-doubt coming from? But my plot twist became, the right people are waiting for exactly what I have to offer. And that is where everything in my life and in my business changed, because it wasn't necessarily about who I thought I was. It was who I was becoming. And who I'm becoming is attracting the right people to what it is I have to offer. So understand the difference, the story. It's the same situation, but completely different story. And guess what? It was a success. A lot of people came to it. A lot of people loved the opportunity to be able to market their business and showcase their products and services. Worked out. Okay, now your turn. Think of one limiting story that you tell yourself regularly. What would the plot twist version sound like? What's the empowering reframe? And again, write it down so that you have time to process what that would look like. All right, so we got a couple comments. Okay, Will, and be ready for any challenge. Yes, be ready for challenges. Absolutely. I love that. Oh, you got pursue your dreams. Yes. Where are you? Pursue your dreams. Absolutely. Always pursue your dreams. I had some very big dreams and goals. And so like part of me was like, that's pretty big. I don't think you're going to be able to accomplish that like in a matter of a year, 2 maybe. But yeah, I have pretty big dreams. Okay, Rico, I also believe it's important to understand our audience. I've learned that not everyone will resonate with every message. Absolutely. You are not speaking to everyone. People are either going to love you or not. And that's okay. You're not speaking to everybody. Everyone has a different mentality, thought process. Everybody's coming from different situations in their life. but the people that are your people will gravitate to you. And that's what I found out over the years of coaching and leading a whole community, is that I wasn't for everyone. And believe me, as a woman, it hurt, not like, because I grew up with not a lot of women liking me. But ultimately, I found the women that were authentic, transparent, that loved my energy, that loved what I had to offer, that loved being around me, that loved the messages I was creating and the community I was creating. So yeah, you don't change who you are to adapt to the people. You continue to grow and evolve in who you are and who you're becoming, and the people will come. That's what I've learned. That's what I've found. And that's what I'm grateful for. Because God will place people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And that's okay. Not everybody was meant to be around your life forever. And that's okay. All right. I hope I didn't freeze because my computer is acting funny, you guys. Premonitions. Sorry, not sure where that came in. Premonitions? Are you talking about like premonitions when you're thinking, you're driving certain situations? Probably. Okay. Let's so we're talking about the powering reframe, right? So write it down, because when you write it out, you're literally authoring your new story. So again, I want you to write it down, think on it, because sometimes we think, oh, I'm just going to remember it and reflect. I don't know how many times I said I was going to remember and it's just not happening anymore. Now let's talk about the biggest story shift of all. Moving from victim to your own, basically the hero in your life. And before anybody gets defensive, I'm not saying you haven't been through real stuff, because we all have. I'm not minimizing your pain or your struggles. I've had multiple. What I'm saying is you get to choose what role those experiences play in your story moving forward. So I was a single mom at 17 for years. My story was, I'm that girl that got pregnant and, didn't go to college, didn't get a degree, so therefore I didn't get to educate myself. So I'm not good enough. That was my story for years, you guys. How crazy is that? But then I realized I could rewrite that story. I became the woman who was a young mom that learned resilience, strength, determination that most people will never develop. Like, I had so many people tell me I was strong. I'm a great mom. I did so well with my son. How did I do what I did? You're an amazing, person who's leading all these powerful women. I love your message. I love what you're doing. And a lot of times I didn't believe them. I really didn't believe them. But as I look back, I realized that is who I am. That is my story. I got to show up as, a resilient, strong, confident, empowered woman. And I got to share my story with so many others who wanted that same opportunity, who wanted to build what they had and turn it into that winning story. Basically, the same facts, completely different story of who I was who I thought I was versus who I am now. One kept me stuck and one set me free. So it's all about reframing those negative beliefs about myself, about yourself. So here's how you shift from victim to hero. The victim story is, this happened to me and now I'm stuck. And the hero story is, this happened for me and now I'm stronger. We have to go through these life lessons, you guys, because every single time it's teaching us something valuable about ourselves, about what we need to learn from that situation and how to move forward. A victim story, I can't because of what happened. Hero story, I can because of what happened. Now you've learned, right? So here's my message to you. Your pain has purpose. Your struggles have made you stronger, and your setbacks have set you up for comebacks. But you have to choose to see it that way. You're not the victim of your story, you're the hero. And heroes don't stay down. They get back up, they learn, they grow, and they help each other do the same, or they help others, do the same. So here's what I want you to do, beautiful souls out there. You've identified old stories, and now you've learned to distinguish between the inner critic and your inner spiritual wisdom. You've got tools to rewrite in real time, and you've stepped into your role as the hero of your own story. But here's the thing about new stories. They require action. Oh my goodness. How many times have you guys said, oh, I went to this training, I did this, I did that, and you didn't take action? Me. Multiple times I didn't take action. I know. Crazy, right? Well, you can't write a story about being successful and then not take any risks. Your new story needs evidence, and the evidence comes from you showing up differently, making different choices, taking different actions. So what I want you to do, something this week, I want you to take one action that aligns with your new story. If your new story is, I'm the woman who goes after what she wants, or the man, then go after something. For your new story is, I'm the woman or man who speaks her or his truth. Then speak up about something that matters to you. Because here's what I know for sure. You are meant for more than the small stories you've been telling yourself. You are meant for more than playing it safe, staying small, and settling for less. You are meant to be the author of an extraordinary life. And that story, that one starts now. So before I wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Every single day, you wake up with a blank page. What story are you going to write today? Remember, you're not editing someone else's story. You're writing your own. And you get to make it as beautiful, as bold, and as brilliant as you choose. So thank you for spending these 30 minutes with me and for being brave enough to look at your stories and be willing to rewrite them. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with another woman or even man who needs to hear this message. And remember, I'm cheering you on every step of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into your comments, you guys. Questions, comments. Let me know what it is that you connected with. You know, I love doing these episodes and sharing this value with you because I want you to take decisive action. I want you to be the author and creator of this amazing life that you're going to create, that you're creating, that you're already in. So, all right, we got Rico. Reaching one's lowest point often leads to profound personal transformation. Ain't that the truth? It continues to grow though. Like as far as like, because you have one layer and then you peel back another layer and then you peel back another layer. You have no idea what else is under those layers. It's crazy. So you have to constantly be showing up and developing for yourself. So thank you, Rico. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, exactly during that scenario. I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't even know what that reflected on. I'm sorry. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And then had a lot of so-called supporters who turned into criticize. Oh, of course. As you grow, you're going to realize that people are going to drop off. It's kind of like shaking an apple tree. So like I like to say like you're ruffling feathers, right? Or you're ruffling leaves. And as you do that, people are going to start leaving you because guess what? As you evolve as a person, as you're growing, those people can no longer put you in this box that they had held you in. So they become criticizers. They become people that put you down because they don't want you to excel above them. And it's really sad. You're going to lose people that were so close to you. So you were tight with, like you could share your deepest, darkest dreams and secrets with them. And now they're judging you. It's crazy, believe me. But you have to stay the course because that's how we grow. Mom had me at a young age as well, and she still pushed through. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, being a single mom was definitely difficult, but I'm grateful for the love and support of my family. My mom and dad, we were so supportive. My family, my friends, everybody was there. But I mean, I still struggled, don't get me wrong, because I had to learn all of the different life lessons. But it only built my resilience. It built me to be the person I am today. And I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to learn and grow as a young mom. And it's nice because I don't have any kids anymore, like little kids. So it's nice when I see all my friends having kids and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. Like I get to travel and do whatever I want. So it's amazing. That's a blessing. All right, you guys. So I'm going to be kicking off something soon. I keep saying I'm going to do it and I just haven't done it yet because I'm pretty much positioning ourselves to be prepared for when August 1st hits. The conference is going to be in full force. But as my coaching grows, I want to be able to put something together that focuses on this book. So if you are interested, definitely send me a DM on any of my social media platforms. But I'm going to be starting a book club that's going to be focused on staying in your story, staying connected to who you are growing to be. And the power of focus is going to help you get to your next level. I love this book and I want to be able to share it with you on a larger level. So if you're interested in joining, like I said, I haven't launched it yet, but definitely send me a DM and we'll connect from there. Okay. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Will, Rico, I appreciate you guys interacting. I don't know who Home and Sewer Inspection is, but I appreciate you for being here. And anybody new that caught the show, and please come back next week. We have more stuff coming up. I am excited to share all this value with you. And until next time, just remember you are so blessed, you are loved, and you are worthy of so much. And know that you are always meant for more. That is just your spirit and your inner spirit just wanting to shine. So thank you. Thank you again for being here. And I will see you all next week. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
I want to get to know what you do, what inspires you, what you enjoy.
My ability to lead really impacts women on a larger level because not every woman has the same story or the same journey. So understanding where they've come from and where they want to go helps me be the leader that I can so that I can show up in a space of authenticity for them.